Deciphering decimals. Tackling measurements in word problems. Hello and welcome. Today, we are diving into a very practical topic that you can use every day. Using decimals in measurement problems. By the end of this video, you'll be a whiz at understanding and using decimals in real-world scenarios. We'll break down this subject into manageable sections, making sure we cover all the important aspects. Before we jump into using decimals in measurement problems, let's refresh our understanding of what decimals are. A decimal is a way of writing fractions that have denominators like 10, 100, 1000, etc. A decimal number is a number that has a whole part and a fractional part separated by a decimal point. For instance, in the number 12.34, 12 is the whole part, and 34 is the fractional part. The key takeaway is that decimals help us to express numbers that aren't whole. Measurements are an integral part of our daily lives. We use them to tell the time, cook, and even when we're measuring distances. Often, these measurements aren't whole numbers, and we need to use decimals. For example, if you have 2.5 meters of ribbon, the 2 represents 2 whole meters, and the 0.5 represents half a meter. Similarly, if you're baking and you need 0.75 cups of flour, the 0.75 represents 3/4 of a cup. Understanding the decimal representation in measurements is crucial in accurately interpreting and solving word problems. Now, let's look at how decimals come into play in word problems. When you encounter a word problem involving measurements, the first step is to identify the decimal numbers and understand what they represent in the context of the problem. Let's take an example. John runs 2.5 kilometers every day. How far does he run in 4 days? Here, 2.5 kilometers is the decimal number. We understand that John runs 2.5 kilometers every day. So to find the total distance run in 4 days, we multiply 2.5 by 4, which equals 10 kilometers. Remember, in word problems, always make sure you understand what the decimal represents before trying to solve the problem. Here are some quick tips for handling decimals in word problems. 1. Understand the context. Make sure you know what the decimal is referring to in the problem. 2. Use estimation. To check if your answer is reasonable, round your decimals to the nearest whole number and estimate. 3. Keep track of units. Always keep an eye on the units, meters, liters, grams, etc., in your problem. And that's a wrap on using decimals in measurement problems. Remember, practice makes perfect, so don't be disheartened if you don't get it right the first time. Keep practicing, and soon, you'll be handling decimal measurement problems like a pro. We hope this video has been helpful. See you next time.